Good morning, students. In this session, today we are going to see Civics Unit 2 Local Bodies, Rural and Urban. Students, listen carefully. Make a note of each and every important points in your social classwork note. If you have any doubt, make a note of it. The doubts will be clarified on the reopening day. Okay, now let's see the learning objectives of this lesson. To know about the structure and functions of rural and urban local bodies, to know about the Grama Sabha and the purpose of Grama Sabha meeting, and the special features of Panchayat Raj, to know about the participation of women in local bodies, and also to know about the election of local body and will observe the forthcoming election. Now let's see the list of corporations in Tamil Nadu. They are Chennai, Madurai, Coimbatore, Tiruchirappalli, Salem, Tirunelveli, Erode, Thoothukudi, Tirupur, Velur, Dindigul, and Tanjavur. These are the list of corporations in Tamil Nadu. Students, do you know what is meant by local body? Yes, it is related with the daily life of the people. The local self bodies are directly related with the daily life of the people. The Chennai Corporation, which was founded in 1688, it is the oldest local body in India. There is no area of the citizen's life which is not connected with these institutions. These institutions perform the functions related to education, sanitation, public health, industry, and etc. And also, it tries to tackle the day to day problems of the local people. Students, what about the place we live in? Yes, we live in a panchayat. Panchayat is nothing but the word panchayat means assembly and Raj means rule, the rule of assembly. Traditionally, panchayats consisted of elderly and wise people chosen by the local community who used to settle disputes between individuals and the villages. The leader of the panchayat used to be called as a sarpanch. Students, and you know what? The urban local bodies are categorized into municipal corporation, municipalities, and town panchayat. And the rural local bodies are categorized into village panchayats, panchayat union, and district panchayats. Now let's see what is meant by municipal corporation. Students, those areas which have a population of more than 1 lakh and a high amount of revenue and is found in the level below the city municipal corporation is called a municipality. Students, it is clear no? An area which have a population of more than 1 lakh and a high amount of revenue and is found in the level below the city municipal corporation is called a municipality. Students, do you know Walajabad municipality that is in Velur district is the first municipality in Tamil Nadu. Walajabad municipality is the first municipality in Tamil Nadu. And Kanchipuram district has the most number of municipalities. And in a town panchayat has 10,000 population. A town panchayat is between a village and a city. Students, Tamil Nadu was the first state to introduce a town panchayat in a whole of India. Students, listen carefully. A city municipal corporation has a commissioner who is an Indian Administrative Service Officer, that is IAS. and the government officials are deputed as commissioners for the municipalities. Administrative officer of a municipality is an executive officer, that is EO. Now let's see what is meant by village panchayat. The village panchayats are the local bodies of villages. They act as a link between the people and the government. They act as a link between the people and the government. Students, who is a link between the people and the government? Yes, village panchayat. Now let's see the elected representatives. First one is panchayat president, ward members, councillor, district panchayat, ward councillor. Students, panchayat is chaired by the president of the village. Who is the panchayat president? The panchayat is chaired by the president of the village known as sarpanch. The term of the elected representatives is 5 years. The secretary of the panchayat is a non-elected representative. It was appointed by the state government to oversee panchayat activities. And then ward members. Who is called as a ward members? Yes, the Gram Panchayat is divided into wards and each ward is represented by the ward member or commissioner, and it also referred to as a Panch or Panchayat member who is directly elected by the villagers. The ward members were directly elected by the villagers. The Panchayat is chaired by the president of the village known as Sarpanch. And then councillors. Councillors are people elected to represent their local community in the running of their local council, and they have an important role in many of the major decisions that affects people lives. And then district panchayat ward councillor, it is similar to ward members. Now let's see the panchayat union. Many village panchayats join to form a panchayat union. Councillors will elect a panchayat union chairperson and vice chairperson. A block development officer, that is BDO, is the administrative head of the panchayat union. Students, a councillor is elected from each panchayat, isn't it? Yes, those councillors will elect a panchayat union chairperson among themselves. A vice chairperson is also elected, and a block development officer is the administrative head of a panchayat union. The services are provided on the panchayat union level. Students, do you know Viluppuram district has the highest number of panchayat union? That is 22 panchayat unions are there. While the Nilgiris and the Perambalur district have the lowest number. That is, Nilgiris and Perambalur have only 4 union panchayat. Now let's move on to district panchayat. A district panchayat is formed in every district. District is divided into wards on the basis of 50,000 population. Students, as you already know that village panchayat is divided into the basis of 10,000 population, but the district is divided into the basis of 50,000 population. The ward members are elected by the village panchayats, the district panchayat committee chairperson. Students, the ward members are elected by the village panchayats. The members of the district panchayat elect the district panchayat committee chairperson. They provide essential service and facilities to the rural population and the planning and execution of development programs for the district. The local bodies are governed by the representatives elected by the people. The constituencies are called wards. People elect their ward members. Students, note it carefully. The ward members are elected only by the people. The people will elect the mayor and municipal chairperson. Councillor will elect the deputy mayor and vice chairperson. Students, the mayor of the city municipal corporation and the municipal chairpersons are the elected representatives of the people. The people only elect them. The corporation deputy mayor and the municipal vice chairpersons are elected by the ward councillors. Now let's see what are all the benefits of local bodies. Students, there are many benefits. The services provided can be divided as obligatory functions and discretionary functions. Obligatory functions is nothing but, yes, compulsory functions. Now let's see what are all the obligatory functions in the village panchayat. Water supply, street lighting, cleaning roads, drainage and sewage pipe system, laying down roads, that is construction of roads, and then activation of central and state government schemes, that is Swachh Bharat, National Health Mission, Sagarmala project, etc. Now let's see the discretionary functions. Discretionary functions is nothing but willingness. They will provide according to their willingness. Parks, libraries, playgrounds, etc. Students, the ward members, the ward councillors meet, make a budget, and the money is spent according to this ward councillors. Try to ensure that the particular demands of their wards are placed before the entire council decisions. The city is divided into different departments, that is water department, garbage collection department, a department to look after gardens, another to look after road garbage, etc. For example, the councillors, some of the councillors will willingly to provide the parks, libraries in their area. These are called as a discretionary functions. But the obligatory functions is nothing but it is a compulsory functions. It must be provided to all the areas, even it is village panchayat or town panchayat. They must be provided these things, that is water supply, street lighting, cleaning roads, drainage and sewage pipe system, laying down roads, and the activation of central and state government schemes. These are the compulsory functions in village panchayat as well as city municipal corporation. Now let's see the functions of the city municipal corporations. They are drinking water supply, street lighting, maintenance of clean environment, primary health facilities, laying of roads, that is construction of roads, building flyovers, that is construction of bridges, space for markets, drainage system, solid waste management, corporation schools, parks, playgrounds, birth and death registration, and etc. These are the controls under the functions of the city municipal corporation. These are the compulsory functions of the city municipal corporation. As per the decision taken in the city, the commissioner or officers assign these works to the subordinate officers or other servants. Thus, they all work together in various levels to get these public works done. And also the government will provide all the funds for these services. The government directly allots funds for these works. The local bodies also collect revenue. Revenue is nothing but tax. Now let's see the revenue of the village panchayat. That is the tax collected by the village panchayat. They will collect the tax on housing tax, professional tax. Professional tax is nothing but in offices or working places, they will collect some tax in their income. Tax on shops. In shops also they will collect some amount for tax. Then water tax. You may notice that in your home, your mom or dad will pay the water tax and house tax in a certain time of period. Yes, that is called water tax, housing tax. And then specific fees for property tax. If you have some property means for that also you have to pay the tax to the government. Specific fees for transfer of immovable property. And then funds from central and state governments, etc. These are the funds that collected from state and central government. For rural drinking water, they allotted 519 crores. Like this, for Swachh Bharat Mission, tribal affairs, urban development, social justice, school education, and rural development, they will allotted some amount. Now only we saw about the revenue of village panchayat. Now let's see the revenue of the city municipal corporation. In similar way, in city also they will collect the house tax, water tax, tax on shopping complexes. In village panchayat, in shops they will collect the tax, but in city they collect the tax on shopping complex. Professional tax, entertainment tax, that is in cinema theater, like this they will collect some amount for tax. Vehicle charges and funds by central and state government, etc. Now let's see what is meant by Gram Panchayat. Students, what is meant by Grama Sabha meetings? In movies, you may have seen that elders sitting under trees and discussing important matters and take decisions. But both are different. A Grama Sabha is formed in every village panchayat. It is the only permanent unit in the Panchayat Raj system. Grama Sabha meetings are held even in smaller villages. The Grama Sabha is the grassroots level democratic institution in the village panchayat. Under Panchayat Raj system, the role of Gram Panchayat is very important. The progress and development of village depends on it. It is called the pillar of Grama Swarajya or Grama Suraj. Under this new act, villages with 5,000 to 7,000 population and the adjacent small villages join together to create a Gram Panchayat. Students, the Gram Sabha, a meeting of all adults who live in the area covered a panchayat. Could be only one village or a few villages. In some states, the village meeting is held for each village. Anyone who is 18 years old or more than with the right to vote is a member of the Grama Sabha. The Grama Sabha meeting often begin with the Panchayat president and the members of the Panchayat. Every village Panchayat is divided into wards, that is small areas. Each ward elects a representative that is called as a ward member. Now let's see what are all the functions of Gram Panchayat. Their duties to taking care of health and sanitation of the village, providing pure water for drinking, providing drainage and street lights, housing, establishing khadi and village industries, providing elementary education. Students, the Ward Panchayat and the Sarpanch from the Gram Panchayat, which is elected for 5 years. The Grama Sabha makes the Gram Panchayat play its role and be responsible, and it is where all the plans for the work of Gram Panchayat, and it was placed before the people. The Grama Sabha prevents the Panchayat from doing wrong things like misusing money for favoring certain people and keeps an eye on the elected representatives and makes them responsible to the person who elected them. And also the work of the Gram Panchayat includes construction and maintenance of water sources, roads, drainage, school buildings and other common property resources. collecting the local taxes, executing government schemes related to generating employment in the village. The sources of fund for the panchayat is only collection of taxes on houses, marketplaces, that is in shops. Government scheme funds received through various taxes. And also donation for community works is also included. Students, when are these meetings convened? The meetings are convened in January 26, May 1, August 15 and October 2. Apart from these days, the meetings can be convened as per need or during emergency. These are called special Grama Sabha meetings. If they convened during emergency period, that period is called as a special Grama Sabha meetings. Students, Mahatma Gandhi advocated Panchayat Raj as a foundation of India's political system, as a form of government where each village would be responsible for its own affairs. And you know what, students? Mahatma Gandhi was very much aware of the implication and impact of industrial development model. That reason he rightly visualized and stressed the need for decentralization, social, economic and political order for welfare of mankind. Gandhi wanted each village consisting of about 1000 population should be governed by representative of its inhabitancy and enjoy the power of republic, bearing of course those power which are beyond the recome of small village community. Now let's see the special features of Panchayat Raj. And also you have to keep in mind April 24 is a National Panchayat Raj Day. April 24 is a National Panchayat Raj Day. The Panchayat Raj Act was enacted on April 24, 1992. Now let's see the special features of Panchayat Raj. Grama Sabha. Grama Sabha is the only permanent unit in a village panchayat. And then 3-tier local bodies for urban areas. They are Municipal Corporation, Municipal Council and Nagar Panchayat. Students, Panchayat Raj system is a process through which people participate in their own government. The idea of people's participation in the Panchayat Raj system extends to two other levels. One is block level called the Janapat Panchayat or the Panchayat Samiti. Above the Panchayat Samiti is the district Panchayat or the Jilla Panchayat and actually makes the development plans at the district level. And then state Panchayat. State in the country has its own laws with regards or panchayats. The idea is to provide more and more space for people to participate and raise their voice. And then tenure. Tenure means the time period of election. And then Panchayat election. The Gram Panchayat is divided into wards and each ward is represented by the ward member or commissioner and it also referred to as Panchayat member who is directly elected by the villagers. The term of the elected representatives is 5 years, that is called tenure. And then Finance Commission. The Finance Commission is a constitutional body that determines the method and formula for distributing the tax proceeds between the central and states and among the states as per the constitutional arrangement and present requirements. And then account and audit. And then reservations, an act of setting something aside for future use or an arrangement to have something held for someone's use. Accounting involves tracking, reporting, and analyzing financial transactions. An audit is an important examination of accounting and financial records and financial statements to determine if they conform to the law and to generally accepted accounting principles. Now let's see the role of women in the local self-government. Students, all local bodies have a reservation of 33% for women. In the 2011 local bodies election, 38% seats were won by women. As per the Tamil Nadu Panchayat Amendment Act 2016, 50% reservation for women is being fixed in Panchayat Raj institutions. Now let's see the local body election. The tenure for the representatives for local self-government is 5 years. The time period of representatives of local self-government is 5 years. Tenure is nothing but the time period. The election to the local bodies is held once in 5 years by the State Election Commission. Every state has a State Election Commission. The Tamil Nadu State Election Commission is situated in Coimbatore, Chennai. Now let's see the village panchayat, panchayat unions, district panchayat, town panchayat, municipalities, city municipal corps in Tamil Nadu. There are 12,524 village panchayats, 385 panchayat unions, 3,161 town panchayats, 125 municipalities, and 12 city municipal corporations. No, why are there only 31 district panchayats, but we have 32 districts in Tamil Nadu? There are 32 districts, but there are only 31 district panchayats because there is no such body for Chennai. It is because the district of Chennai is falls in urban district. District Rural Development Agencies, that is ex officio chairman, is a district collector. In the state of Tamil Nadu, there are total 32 districts including Chennai, but there is no district panchayat. And these are the works carried out by local bodies. Students, see the screen. Here these are the works carried out by local bodies during natural disasters and out of break of disease. These are the disaster management, even it is natural or man-made disaster. Let's see today's activity. First one, find out the number of local bodies in your district and list them.